Hi, friend. Happy new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio. My name is Latoya from Emerald Astrology, and I'm super excited today to talk with you about this lunar experience that we're going to be having. Maybe you're watching it now, watching this video now, and we're having this experience. This is a big deal, and it's actually going to happen on Tuesday, October 25th at 5:48 a.m. Central. Do your time zone thing. But eclipses are a big deal because these events, astrological events, are all about like major beginnings and major endings. And this one in particular is this new moon experience, this particular conjunct the South Node in Scorpio. And so this means, our attention is on releasing some things in our life. So before I dig too far into that, let's talk about what the new moons is about. So new moons, if you're new here, new moons are about new beginnings. We're setting our intentions, and we're just taking a new direction in an area of our life. With that being Scorpio, we would want to look at what house Scorpio rules for us in our birth chart. So the symbol of Scorpio looks like this. And you want to take a look and see where that is placed in your chart and the house number, etc. You can check out my website to find the house, the astrology tab, and then drop down the menu, and then the houses, and then you can kind of go through that and just get a rough overview of what Scorpio, whatever house it rules for you, what that means, or like what area of your life is being affected for this, new moon solar eclipse experience. Or you can get a moon reading, and we could talk about that later as well. So Scorpio energy, the element is water, and its mode is fixed. So this is a very, it can be stagnant water, stagnant emotions, stagnant energy, up to a point where it's can be released and exposed and revealed from deep, within the earth or within, whatever was hidden in the closets now coming out. A lot of this themes are about like Scorpio. Scorpio deals with these kinds of things. And another thing that you can meditate on with Scorpio new moon that we're going to be having, the positive parts of Scorpio is it's investigative, it's regenerative, it's reformation, all about that. And so we're going to be thinking about what are we reforming in our lives? What are we regenerating? Like what's within us that is now being able to create new life? Now it's ready to come back, ready to reemerge from being in a stagnant place, from being dormant. What are we needing to investigate during this time? All these things is what we need to be meditating on during this new moon experience, as well as the negative side, the downside of having Scorpio. We're here on this earth, we deal with polarities. So what that would be is trauma. That will be how you respond to turbulent situations and destruction, the breakdown of things. So we're having to really review what has been traumatic for us in the past. Maybe some stuff is that's going on around this time is triggering, and it's making you kind of what is that word? You're not relapsing, but you're kind of going flashbacks. You're having flashbacks, and just having to reprocess what has been submerged, what has been hidden, what has been put in the closet, what's been righteously, rejected and not processed yet because it's too much for right now. You're trying to live life and do all these things, and it's kind of like overwhelming to look at certain topics, certain events that happen in your life because it's so traumatic. And it's just like, if I open this up, am I going to ever stop crying? Am I going to lose everything? So all these things, Scorpio deals with, and that we're having to come to terms with during this eclipse experience. So, if you have, your trusty friend, have them close by and open up. If you have your therapist, make sure you're close by with them. You're communicating what needs to be released, because overall with Scorpio energy, it's really important to practice the release. It's to practice letting go, to speak up, because whatever is hidden, whatever is withheld, whatever is left in the dark just festers. It festers to the point where it becomes a nasty mess, and you have to deal with it, including those around you. And oftentimes, what happens is people don't want to, and then there's opening the door to betrayal. So, and that's another keyword, a negative keyword for Scorpio, or Scorpios tend to struggle with, is the feelings of betrayal, because if you have a heavy Scorpio placement, you would be the first person to say, like, I've seen some stuff, and life has not been easy. So, yeah, this eclipse can be really intense, and I'm smiling because at the same time, when we let go of things, there's new life that's coming up. Regeneration. We come up, we can reform our lives, we can decide that we're no longer going to deal with this anymore, put up with this situation anymore, allow ourselves to play small anymore. We're going to let ourselves rise. We're going to let ourselves be determined, and yeah, just take on life in a entirely new way, of course, with the help of others. So yeah, solar eclipse, all about major endings, major beginnings. Check out what house it's, is being highlighted for you during this time. With it now being Scorpio season, our attention has shifted from all things Libra and relationships, and figuring out how to be nice, and also speaking out for ourselves, and like being in relationship, is now being moved to Scorpio, all about transformation, all about investigating things that are hidden, that we don't want to deal with, and really just sitting with it. This makes me think of, like, this is our opportunity to learn how to compost our our experiences to something that would make us, um, I want to say, a bank on, new opportunities, but like sit with an experience that was awful, processing it, and so that you can make gold out of it. You can transform it and become an alchemist in some kind of way, instead of sitting in the shit. So instead you're with beautiful soil. You let it break down, bringing attention to it and letting it do its thing. Whatever we bring our attention to, it changes, it transforms. And especially with us being light beings, our opportunity is to just bring our attention to something and say, is this for me? Is this right? And did I pick this up from someone else? Do I need to just pivot? Do I need to change? All these things, ideas, this topic, this opportunity is coming up during Scorpio season. I won't go too far into the aspects because I'm trying to keep this video short. I'm not sure if I'm doing a good job, but you can check out all the aspects if you're interested in that, and just kind of like the tone of this, like the nuances of this new moon experience. You can check out my blog and get some insight there. But overall, with every new moon, the sun is conjunct the moon. We're just bringing in some new emotional awareness and topics of Scorpio that I mentioned before, and especially that it's going to help us now. And move away from past traumas, move away from turbulence, situation that really disturbs the soul and destroys it. So we have an opportunity to say no more, and the curse stops here. The destruction stops here, and now it's time for creation. The moon is guiding us to be aware again of that regenerative energy that we have readily available within us, and allowing us to reform a part of our lives that is needed at this time. And with the South Node being involved, getting back to the nodes, South Node is about releasing. South Node is about letting go and the spiritual aspects of life, not very much concerned about materializing something in our life. It's more of like I had enough of this experience. This could be about, topics of how you related to Scorpio, um, themes that you'll be meditating on, and just what aspects do you need to release, like trauma. How can you start to unpack a certain trauma that you've been carrying that you didn't know you were carrying until Scorpio season? You're like, okay, that is the next thing. Okay. Asking yourself, how can you start to unpack that, and who do you know that can help you safely do that, in a way that you feel safe, that you feel cared for, because you deserve that. It's releasing turbulence situations that are destructive to the soul, releasing that, having that opportunity to say enough. So what can you actually do, like physically, with this new moon experience? Because there's a lot going on emotionally. For one, I wouldn't say like necessarily like set an intention, but if you would do that, just set an intention on releasing what is not good for you in this part of your life. Really lean into your purification practices. For me, I've been smudging every day with Palo Santo. I've been kind of laying off of the sage because I feel like I've been cleaning this house, clearing this house, my apartment pretty good. So I just been leaning more on my sprays that are like cedar, calling in my ancestry, praying over myself, my space, my husband, So doing like purification rituals is really helpful. Another one I like lately that was suggested to me by my best friend, Strength and Star. She was like, soak your feet in salt water. And so I've been doing that to cleanse my path. You can do that too. And yeah, just taking the time to clear your space, literally cleaning up, literally clearing the air, and working with salt water. Because again, Scorpio energy, the element is water. So you really could really just lean more on the water practices if you wanted to. Let me see. I don't have my book, but I will make sure to put a link below that I have the book close to me. Is The Art of Psychic Protection by Judy Hall, I believe. I think that's it's kind of hidden right there, but I will make sure to leave a link below so that you can check out that book if you're wanting some purification practices that are helpful. And the link is actually, I'm an Amazon affiliate, so if you wanted to click that link, that's another way to help my business and continue it to grow. So just be aware of that. And another thing that you could do is, meditation, visualizing, putting energies that are, putting energies around you that are supportive, and releasing energies that are not supportive for you, like as if you're putting yourself in a flame. I like to imagine it was a blue flame. So, you're meditating and you're thinking about your energy, calling in your guides, and putting yourself in this blue flame to release all this negative energy that's not serving you. Even if you can't even put your finger on like what is it that's been holding you back. Just having a general idea of like, I just want to purify and open myself up to better situations, relationships, opportunities, and just release that in the flame, in the imaginary flame, because we're visualizing. But don't forget to actually have a portal open up ahead of you. It's kind of like, imagine it in the center of my ceiling that's opened up to the cosmos, so that that energy doesn't get stuck in the room. Okay, so again, we're working with this fixed energy that is very much deep within our cellular body and our energetic body. So we're pulling this energy out, but we need to make sure it is actually being channeled through this portal, whatever you can imagine, into the cosmos. For me, it's cosmos, and being transmuted to positive energy for the collective to use. You want to make sure you do that because you don't want to pull this negative energy and then it's somehow getting stuck into the room, stuck into the space, and then coming back into yourself later. So just be mindful of that. Again, if you're curious about the more astrological side, what's the aspects going on, what's the nuances of this lunar experience that you could keep a lookout for, just check out my blog. That will be in the link below. And I'm gonna pull some cards to see if there's any divine message that needs to come through for us. I hope that this video has been giving you some insights and tips on how to handle this crazy energy, because I know like we're probably like dealing with a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, because we want to hold on to these things. Scorpio, again, is fixed energy. We want to hold on to this area of our life, and because it's a lot of emotional attachment to it, and it's hard to let this go, because like what can you expect if you do? So yeah, this can be difficult if you're not used to composting things. And I'm a composter. I love composting. We're the topic of compost, of Plutonian figure. So all these things, it's just like my jam. But yeah, if you're not used to going through that, investigating, figuring things out, and just like, what do I need to let go? What do I need to change? How am I feeling? If you're not the type to do that, like, this can be stressful. So do those practices that I mentioned. Those will be really helpful. Plus, your feet will feel good if you do a salt water bath or feet soak. You can do a bath too if you like baths. I just like doing feet soaks more than doing my whole body. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling weird about that lately. But yeah, let's see. This Moonology card, Oracle deck, always takes so long to fall out, but that's okay. We're just going to be patient and see what's the divine message here. The divine message. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So the card I pulled is Nothing Yet is Set in Stone. Again, it's that transformative energy we're working with. Don't get attached. What you want to like attach to may not be everything that it is yet, right? So be okay with this transformative energy that is coming through. For me, how I'd be okay with this transformative energy is really focusing on things that makes me happy, and just know that, the situation that's difficult, that's stressful, is not going to be here forever. But I can simply go outside, be in nature, do my feet soaks, drink my tea, drink my water, have a glass of wine, like do these things that makes me feel happy and in my body, and appreciative of what I have. Because yeah, things are not set in stone yet. There's some things that has to come out and fly through, and things are entering. And yeah, so I just hope that you had this great new moon solar eclipse experience. I know that it can be a lot. If you are curious of learning more about how this moon is going to be affecting your life specifically, I have my moon lover readings membership that is available for you. With that membership, you will have 2 moon readings to help you keep up with the changes that are going on in your life, and just really to be and flow with it more than to be like surprised that, oh gosh, this life is happening. It's more of like, okay, I was expecting this area of my life to change up a bit here, and I'm just going to gracefully move through it. And so these moon readings really help you really embody that kind of energy, that way of being in life, by simply I'm looking at your chart and sharing my wisdom from what I've learned with these aspects that are happening within your chart, and yeah, just giving you insight, as well as a once a month coaching call where we'll come together and talk about where we need to pivot, what needs to change, or just get some encouragement and insight on a situation. So if you would love to be a member, definitely check that out. Become that Moon Lover member on Patreon, and that is always available for you. And so other than that, I hope you have a great new moon solar eclipse experience, and I will talk with you next time. Bye.